They trusted it their whole lives. Every morning a glass of milk, a bowl of cereal, a slice of cheese. It was supposed to make them strong. But now, after 60, that same habit may be silently killing them. Doctors are sounding the alarm. New studies show that dairy, once considered the symbol of health, might be fueling heart disease, bone loss, and even memory decline in older adults. Think about that for a second. What if every sip of milk you take is speeding up the very aging you're trying to fight? This isn't fearmongering, it's medical reality. And before you hear the full truth, make sure to subscribe, because in the next few minutes, we'll uncover what decades of marketing have tried to hide from you. Now I want to hear from you. When was the last time you had milk or cheese, thinking it was good for you? Comment below. Let's see how many of us still believe that old myth. For most of your life, you were told that milk makes you strong. But after 60, that same milk might be quietly breaking you down cell by cell, organ by organ. The human body changes with age. Your enzymes weaken, your digestion slows, and your ability to process lactose, the natural sugar in milk, fades away. So instead of nourishing you, milk begins to rot inside your gut, feeding harmful bacteria and creating inflammation that spreads like fire through your body. Inflammation isn't just pain, it's destruction, the hidden root behind arthritis, clogged arteries, memory loss, even early death. Pause for a moment. Have you ever felt heavy, stiff, or foggy after having milk or cheese, but never knew why? Tell me in the comments, what does your body feel like after dairy? I'll read every reply. According to a major study published in the British Medical Journal, older adults who drank 3 or more glasses of milk a day had up to a 50% higher risk of early death compared to those who didn't. 50%. That's not coincidence, that's a warning. And here's the cruel twist. The very calcium you're hoping to get from milk might never reach your bones. Inflammation blocks absorption, forcing your body to pull minerals from your skeleton to balance the acid in milk, slowly weakening the bones you're trying to protect. Now tell me, did anyone ever warn you about this before? Drop your answer below, and share this with one person you care about. They deserve to know the truth before another sip of healthy milk does real harm. You've heard the hidden dangers inside dairy. But are those warnings just fearmongering, or is there real science behind them? Let's face the evidence. The danger isn't rumor, it's written in decades of research, and in the silent statistics of aging hearts and fragile bones. In 2014, a major study published in the British Medical Journal followed more than 100,000 Swedish men and women for nearly 20 years. The results were shocking. Those who drank the most milk, 3 or more glasses per day, actually had higher mortality rates. And women suffered more bone fractures. The very drink promoted to protect bones was linked to breaking them faster. And this wasn't an isolated case. A 2019 review in Advances in Nutrition examined global data and found that high milk intake correlated with higher risks of heart disease and certain cancers, while fermented dairy showed opposite effects. In plain English, how milk is processed and consumed may determine whether it heals you or quietly harms you. Pause for a moment. Have you ever felt bloated, tired, or gassy after a glass of milk, but ignored it because you thought it was just age? Tell me in the comments, how does your body react to dairy now compared to years ago? I'll read every one of your experiences, because your story might help someone else recognize the same warning signs. According to the National Institutes of Health, more than 65% of the global population loses much of their lactase enzyme after childhood. For seniors, that decline can make lactose act like a slow toxin fermenting in the gut, feeding harmful bacteria, and triggering silent inflammation. And that inflammation doesn't stay in your stomach. Research from Harvard Medical School and Mayo Clinic proceedings shows that chronic, low-grade inflammation is one of the leading biological causes of heart disease, dementia, arthritis, and premature aging. So when an older body struggles to digest dairy, it's not just discomfort, it's the beginning of cellular damage that can echo through every organ. Yet, not all dairy behaves the same way. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Nutrients reveal that fermented dairy like yogurt or kefir can reduce inflammatory markers, support healthy gut bacteria, and even lower the risk of type 2 diabetes. So the danger isn't the word dairy. It's the type, the dose, and the context that decide whether it heals or harms. And here's the unsettling truth. For most adults over 60, high milk consumption, especially whole or sweetened milk, increases oxidative stress, raises IGF-1 levels, and fuels the same biological pathways that drive cancer and aging. That's why many longevity researchers now recommend cutting milk entirely, or replacing it with safer, nutrient-rich, plant-based options, which we'll explore soon. If this information shocks you or even frightens you a little, that's good. Awareness is the first step to protection. So share this with one person in your family who still believes milk equals health. You might just save them from years of silent inflammation. After hearing all that, you might be thinking, so, should I stop drinking milk forever? Before you rush to empty your fridge, take a deep breath. Because here's the surprising truth. Dairy isn't pure poison. It's a complicated story, and for some, there's still hope. According to the National Institutes of Health, while lactose intolerance becomes more common after age 60 due to reduced lactase production, many older adults can still handle small or fermented dairy portions without discomfort. Yogurt, kefir, and aged cheese contain much less lactose, which makes them easier to digest and in some cases, even beneficial. In fact, a 2020 meta-analysis in Nutrients found that regular yogurt consumption was linked to lower risks of type 2 diabetes and better weight control in adults over 50. And research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that fermented dairy may reduce inflammatory markers and support a balanced gut microbiome, two key pillars of healthy aging. So the danger isn't simply dairy. It's about how much, what kind, and how your body responds. Whole milk, flavored milk, or ice cream can raise inflammation and cardiovascular risk, especially when combined with other high-fat Western foods. But fermented dairy, in small portions, may still support your gut and bones if chosen wisely. Let's pause here for a moment. How do you usually consume dairy? A splash of milk in your morning coffee? Cheese at dinner? Ice cream after meals? Share your habits in the comments below. I'll read every single one. And your stories might even guide what we explore in our next video. Now, here's the critical insight that even many doctors whisper with concern. Even the good dairy can turn harmful if your body's inflammation levels are already high. If your diet is loaded with processed foods, sugar, or red meat, dairy doesn't calm the fire, it feeds it. And for someone over 60, that fire burns through arteries, joints, and brain cells much faster. But for those whose bodies no longer tolerate even small amounts of dairy, there's still hope. Nature already offers safer, cleaner options. In the next part, we'll reveal those science-backed alternatives, plant-based milks and fermented foods that protect your heart, strengthen your bones, and restore your gut without a single drop of cow's milk. Before we move on, share this video with someone in your family who still believes that milk equals health. Sometimes, one shared truth can rewrite years of silent damage and even save a life. Let's explore what your body truly needs: the foods that heal instead of harm. For those over 60, the goal isn't to drink more milk, but to nourish the same way milk once promised, with better, cleaner sources. Studies from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health and the Journal of the American College of Nutrition show that plant-based milks, especially soy, almond, oat, and sesame milk, can provide the same calcium and protein benefits as dairy, without the saturated fat or lactose that fuels inflammation. Even better, many of these alternatives are fortified with vitamin D and B12, nutrients older adults often lack. If you love milk in your morning coffee, try unsweetened almond milk. It's light, creamy, and heart-friendly. If you want higher protein, soy milk remains the top performer. And for bone strength, sesame or oat milk offer natural minerals like magnesium and phosphorus that support calcium absorption, something milk ads never tell you. Let's take a pause here. Do you already drink plant-based milk, or are you still using dairy? Comment below which one you've tried: almond, soy, oat, or coconut, and let's see which the community over 60 finds most soothing. I'll personally read every reply. Now, about fermented foods, the real guardians of longevity. Research published in Frontiers in Nutrition and the British Journal of Nutrition reveals that probiotic-rich foods like kefir, tempeh, miso, sauerkraut, and kimchi can help older adults reduce inflammation, balance blood sugar, and strengthen the immune system. These foods rebuild what dairy often destroys: your gut microbiome. Doctors often recommend consuming 1 serving of fermented food daily, and plant milk 1 to 2 cups a day, depending on calcium needs. This balance supports heart function, bone density, and digestive harmony without triggering the inflammation that traditional milk often brings. Imagine this. Every sip you take could either accelerate aging or slow it down. Every choice: a glass of cow's milk or a cup of almond milk, quietly decides how your next decade will feel. So tell me honestly, are you ready to make that shift? Drop a yes in the comments if you're choosing a cleaner, anti-inflammatory path today, and if you know someone still stuck in the milk equals health myth, share this video with them. You might just give them an extra 10 healthy years of life. Now that you know the truth, let's turn knowledge into action. Because awareness alone doesn't save lives, habits do. Here's your doctor's daily longevity plan for life after 60. Simple, science-backed, and deeply healing. Morning. Start your day with a glass of warm water and lemon. Then add 1 cup of plant-based milk to your breakfast. Soy for protein, almond or oat for calcium. Pair it with fiber-rich foods like oatmeal, chia pudding, or whole grain toast. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that combining plant milk with fiber helps your body better absorb calcium and control blood sugar. Midday. Have a light, anti-inflammatory lunch. Think grilled vegetables, lentils, or tofu with olive oil. Add a small portion of fermented food such as kimchi, miso soup, or plain yogurt, if tolerated. This keeps your gut microbiome active, reducing inflammation and boosting immunity throughout the afternoon. Let's pause for a second. Which of these meals do you already follow or struggle to start with? Leave a comment below and share your daily habits. Your small story might help someone else fighting the same battle toward healthier aging. Evening. Avoid heavy dairy-based desserts or late-night milk drinks. Instead, soothe your body with herbal teas, chamomile, ginger, or turmeric, all known to lower inflammation and protect your heart. Before bed, take a few deep breaths, stretch lightly, and remind yourself, longevity isn't luck, it's the reward for consistency. And one more key habit. Limit processed foods, refined sugar, and excess salt. Every time you remove one of those silent killers, your arteries breathe easier, your joints ache less, and your mind becomes clearer. That's the quiet magic of anti-inflammatory living. By following this simple routine for even 30 days, most people notice real changes: lighter digestion, steadier energy, deeper sleep, and sharper focus. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress, one conscious meal at a time. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you truly. You're not just a listener, you're part of a movement that believes aging doesn't have to mean decline. So tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? And what's the first healthy swap you'll try this week? And if someone you love still drinks milk every day believing it's helping them, share this video. You might just change their fate before time does. Sometimes, the biggest change starts from something small like the milk you choose to pour every morning. If today's message opened your eyes, even just a little, write "I choose health" in the comments below. Your words might inspire someone else to take their first step too. Remember, it's never too late to heal. Every choice you make now can protect your heart, your bones, and your years ahead. So share this video with someone you care about, because the truth only matters when it's shared. Thank you for watching and for caring about your health. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Golden Age Health for more simple, science-backed tips to help you live stronger, happier, and longer. Together, we can make aging something beautiful again.